You've been told to tackle your smallest debts first to build momentum. But what if I told you that advice is costing you thousands, potentially tens of thousands of dollars, and keeping you in debt longer? Yeah, I know. It flies in the face of what a lot of people preach. But as a no-nonsense expert, my job isn't to make you feel good with platitudes. It's to give you the data-driven, actionable truth that puts money back in your pocket and gets you out of debt faster. Today, we're cutting through the fluff on debt payoff strategies, the snowball versus the avalanche. We'll uncover which method is mathematically superior, which is psychologically superior, and most importantly, which one is right for you. Here are the critical points you need to understand to conquer your debt. 1. The core conflict, momentum versus math. First, let's define the players. The debt snowball method focuses on paying off your smallest debt first, regardless of its interest rate. You list all your debts from smallest balance to largest. You pay the minimum on everything except that smallest debt, which you attack with everything you've got. Once that first small debt is gone, you roll that payment amount into the next smallest debt. It's about psychological wins, building momentum. The debt avalanche method is the exact opposite. It focuses on the numbers. You list all your debts from highest interest rate to lowest. You pay the minimum on everything except the debt with the absolute highest interest rate, and that's the one you hit hard. Once that highest interest debt is obliterated, you take its payment and roll it into the next highest interest rate debt. This method is about saving the most money on interest and getting out of debt in the shortest possible time. It's pure, cold, hard math. But here's what most people miss about these strategies. They're not just about numbers, they're about psychology. 2. The debt snowball, your brain's best friend. Let's dive deeper into the snowball. Imagine you have 5 debts. Credit card A, $500 at 20% APR. Credit card B, $2,000 at 18% APR. Personal loan, $5,000 at 10% APR. Car loan, $10,000 at 5% APR. Student loan, $25,000 at 4% APR. With the snowball, you'd target credit card A first. You'd pay the minimums on B, the personal loan, car loan, and student loan, and then every extra dollar you can find goes straight to that $500 credit card A. Why? Because you'll pay it off fast. In a month or two, that debt is gone. That feeling of accomplishment, that's what fuels the snowball. It's like clearing a small hurdle, then gaining confidence to tackle the next one. For many, especially those who feel overwhelmed or have struggled with debt payoff before, these quick wins are absolutely crucial for staying motivated. Okay, so the snowball makes sense for your brain. But what if I told you your wallet has a completely different favorite? 3. The debt avalanche, your wallet's champion. Now the avalanche. Using the same debts, you'd list them by interest rate. Credit card A, $500 at 20% APR. Credit card B, $2,000, 18% annual. Personal loan, $5,000 at 10% APR. Car loan, $10,000 at 5% APR. Student loan, $25,000 at 4% APR. In this scenario, you'd still target credit card A because it has the highest interest rate. But what if credit card A was $5,000 at 20% and credit card B was $500 at 18%? The avalanche would still tell you to hit that $5,000 credit card A first, even though it's not your smallest balance. Why? Because that 20% APR is bleeding you dry. The average credit card interest rate right now hovers around 22%. If you have debt at that rate, you are effectively lighting your money on fire. The avalanche method ensures you pay the absolute minimum in interest over the lifetime of your debt, saving you money and shortening your payoff time. 4. Why your brain might betray your wallet when snowball wins. Here's where conventional wisdom gets tricky. Mathematically, the debt avalanche always wins. It always saves you more money. But personal finance isn't just math. It's deeply psychological. I had a client, Sarah, with about $15,000 in credit card debt across 4 cards. The avalanche method pointed her to her largest, highest interest balance. She tried for 3 months, throwing extra cash at that $8,000 card, but the balance barely moved. Discouraged, feeling like she was running on a treadmill, she was ready to give up. We switched her to the snowball. Her smallest debt, just $700, was gone in weeks. The instant gratification of cutting up that card and seeing visible progress gave her an undeniable boost. That momentum carried her through the next few smaller debts, building confidence to tackle the big $8,000 one. Sarah ended up debt-free. While she paid slightly more interest than with pure Avalanche, she actually did it. This psychological victory kept her in the game. If you're feeling overwhelmed, the snowball can be that crucial fuel. Number 5, the cold hard numbers when Avalanche dominates. Now, let's talk about the hard numbers, where the Avalanche truly shines. Imagine you have $10,000 in credit card debt at 22% APR and $5,000 in a personal loan at 8% APR. Let's say you're paying an extra $300 a month on top of your minimums. If you use the debt snowball and your smallest debt happens to be the personal loan, you'd pay that off first. You'd save some interest, sure, but that 22% credit card would be churning out interest for longer. With the debt avalanche, you would attack that 22% credit card first. You could save literally thousands of dollars in interest and shave months, even years, off your debt payoff journey. For instance, on a typical $15,000 debt load, using Avalanche could save you anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 and get you debt-free 3 to 12 months sooner than Snowball, depending on your interest rate spread. That's real money you can put towards investments, retirement, or simply keep in your pocket. The difference compounds the longer you carry high-interest debt. But what if you don't fit neatly into either category? This next section reveals the smarter way to combine strategies and advanced tactics for an even faster exit from debt. 6. Beyond Snowball and Avalanche, the hybrid and advanced tactics. It's not always an either-or situation. You can be pragmatic. The hybrid approach. Start with the Snowball to get those initial wins. Then once you've cleared a couple of small debts and built momentum, pivot to the Avalanche to optimize your interest savings. This gives you the best of both worlds. Balance transfers. If you have good credit, consider a 0% APR balance transfer card. This can be a huge win, giving you 12 to 18 months of no interest to pay down high-rate debt. Critical warning. You must pay off the balance before the promotional period ends, or you'll be hit with deferred interest and potentially high rates. This is a powerful tool, but it's a trap for the undisciplined. Negotiate interest rates. Call your credit card companies. Seriously. Ask for a lower interest rate. If you've been a good customer, they often will reduce it rather than lose your business. This is a 5-minute phone call that could save you hundreds. Fuel the fire. No matter which method you choose, the real accelerant is finding extra money. Cut unnecessary expenses ruthlessly. Pick up a side hustle. Sell unused items. Every extra dollar thrown at your debt is like rocket fuel. 7. Your action plan. Get started today. Stop procrastinating. Here's what you need to do right now. 1. List all your debts, every single one. For each, note the creditor, the current balance, the interest rate, APR, and the minimum monthly payment. Don't skip this step. You can't fight an enemy you don't fully understand. 2. Choose your weapon. Based on what we've discussed, honestly assess yourself. Do you need quick wins to stay motivated, Snowball? Or are you disciplined enough to stick with the long game for maximum savings, Avalanche? Or perhaps the hybrid? There's no wrong answer, only the wrong choice for you. 3. Find your extra cash. Go through your last 3 months of bank statements. Identify where your money is really going. Can you cut one streaming service? Eat out one less time? What can you sell? Even an extra $50 to $100 a month makes a huge difference. 4. Automate and attack. Set up automated payments for your minimums. Then, set up an additional recurring payment for your target debt. Make it automatic so you don't have to think about it. Look, the best debt payoff method isn't just about math, it's about making a plan you can actually stick to. But ignoring the math is often a costly mistake. Understand both, apply the one that fits your personality, and then execute with relentless consistency. That's how you win. This video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. Always consult a qualified financial advisor before making financial decisions. Now, you've got the tools. Go put them to work. If this straight talk helped you, hit that like button. Subscribe for more no-nonsense financial insights, and tell me in the comments below. Are you a snowballer or an avalancher, and why?